you've been broken off a few times, then you life will just slap you in your face, and then like you learn straight away. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am the lovely London girl, and today's video is going to be about what to do when you're broke. Now, I've been away for a little bit and I've just been recuperating and applying for jobs. I am officially a university graduate. I graduated from a university. I won't bake myself out because that's not how we do. And I graduated with a law degree. So I'm officially unemployed. And so I'm just applying for jobs and trying to get applications through before the deadlines. So yeah, today's video is going to be about what to do when you're broke. So let's get started. Tip number 1 is to stop spending money. I know it's a bit obvious, and I know it's like, well, if I'm broke, I don't have any money, how am I going to stop spending what I don't have? But trust me, even though you're broke, I know you do have some money. And you have to stop spending money in order for you to kind of assess what you have, what you need, and kind of cut back and to kind of like chill. So I know that it's really hard because in this day and age, you know, you're being hit left, right, center with ads on YouTube, ads on TV, any kind of social media you use, someone's pushing a product on you, and it's kind of like if I don't get it, I'm not going to be with the times. If I do get it, I'm going to be spending money I may or may not have. And then you get something and then it goes out of fashion within 3 to 6 weeks, and then they're pushing another product to you, and then you feel the pressure to go and get it again. You spend money, you lose money, you buy it again, and then it's a whole vicious cycle. So I understand the temptation of having to or wanting to spend, whipping out that contactless card and being like pew 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 pew.
Stop spending your money.
And this ties in to the next point. The tip number 2 is to write down all your expenses, and this accounts for your outgoings and your incomings. Now, if you're unemployed, this might be a bit difficult for you because you don't have any incomings at the moment, unless you have applied for benefits or state aid, where depending on where you are, then you will have some income coming in. If you don't at all and you're just at home, literally got no job, no money, then this tip may not apply to you in terms of writing down your incomings, but definitely still write down your bills, your outgoings, the things you kind of spend your money on, because you can still use that to kind of track how much you owe and kind of where you are financially. So when you do have money coming in, then you know where to allocate it. So for those who have some money, or have a job or whatever it might be, and they're still broke, or they're on the cusp of being broke, where it's like, I'm not quite there yet, but if I buy this, I'm gonna be there. Basically, if you can open up an Excel spreadsheet, and then you can just enter a column saying incoming, and then your next column over outgoings. So obviously in each column you would list out your wages, your incomings, whatever kind of pocket money you might have, a part-time job, any student loans you might receive, anything really. You put that in your incomings, and then in your outgoings is where you start to list off your Spotify kind of contracts, your phone contracts, whether you kind of budget for going out with your mates every week, every month. What you do is you look at your incoming, and then you look at your outgoings, and obviously you minus that from your incomings, and what you have left is really what you should be spending. Just say, for example, I was being paid £2,000 a month, right? So that's my incoming. So I would put that in my incoming column, and just say roughly I spent, this is all an example, let's say I spent £500 on rent, then I spent about £50 on my phone bill, I spent maybe another £50 on my internet bill, £100 on water and electricity, and then maybe £100 on food, so that's £800, right? So if I subtract £800, and those are just my bills, so if I subtract £800 from £2,000, then we have £1,200 left, and that is the money we have after we've paid all of our bills, right? And so now that all of your most important things have been paid for, you can use the extra money, the £1,200, to spend on going out with your friends, or buying new clothes or saving. So definitely list out all of your bills, all of your direct debits, all of the things that you know are very important, all the things that you know that if you don't pay, it will mess up your credit score. We do not want to mess up our credit score. Our credit score is like so important when you're young, especially when you're trying to get maybe a car on finance or a mortgage or even a phone contract. You need to show the company that you're credit worthy, and your credit score shows you just how credit worthy you are. So you don't want to mess up your credit score by not paying your bills on time. So definitely take care of your bills first, and then whatever you have left, budget that for the fun things, for going out, for buying new clothes, etc. etc. Thing you do is make a plan. Now I believe that if you don't have a plan, then you've already planned to fail. And I know it sounds cliche, but it's really true. I'm sure you've seen stories in the news where people have gone from benefits to millionaires because they won the lottery, back to benefits in like 2 years or 3 years. It's because they didn't have a plan. Even if you don't have money now, if you have a plan, you are preparing yourself when you get that money. So it's like I tell my sister, walk and live, dress, speak, behave, move like you're already someone, because when you do become someone, you won't act a fool. So it's like you won't be like, oh my gosh, I'm in this position of power, or I have this influence, or people are now starting to notice me. Now I'm gonna like let that fame or whatever get to my head and start being stupid, treating people anyhow, talking to people anyhow, acting crazy. You don't want to be doing that. You want to kind of have some sense of pride before you even have a reason to be proud of yourself in that way, if you know what I mean. And when you do have that reason, i.e. a really good job, or I don't know, you just do something really amazing, you make up this really great invention, I don't know what it might be, but when you do get that or have that kind of situation where you should feel proud of yourself, you've already been walking and living a life of pride and high self-esteem and, you know, self-love and all that stuff. So when you get there, you're not acting crazy. You know, it's like when you watch these African movies and you have these villagers who go from the village to the city and they've never seen a car before, and because of that, or they've never seen, I don't know, a hamburger, I don't know, a cheeseburger, I don't know, and then they get to the restaurant and they see like a cheeseburger and they don't know how to eat it, like putting things in different places. I'm being very stereotypical now, I know, not to offend anybody, but it's just an example. When you get this money and you haven't planned for it, it's like, oh my gosh, all of this money, what do I do with it? I'm gonna act on my emotions, I'm gonna buy a new car, I'm gonna buy a new house, I'm gonna kind of squander it, I'm gonna like splash money on my friends. There is no plan. If you have a plan, you can plan for a house, you can plan for a car, plan for friends and family and giving to charity, and maybe donating to charities or church or your mosque or wherever you might go to if you have a religion or a faith. You know, when you have a plan, you're more ordered and it's more calm and it's more intentional, and that way you safeguard yourself from kind of deciding on your emotions. So if we can manage our emotions or make a plan and stick to it, then we don't run the risk of making bad decisions and losing all of the money before we've even been able to do something tangible with it. It's quite funny because a lot of people who have money, millionaires or rich people that I've seen from personal experience, they don't like spending their money. They like to be stingy, they like to find deals, they like to find bargains, they're always looking for kind of like the best deal that they can get for their money. And so I think if you're not kind of exposed to having lived a nice lifestyle and kind of not having to prove yourself because your money proved everything for you, you know, that kind of mentality, then there is a tendency to want to prove to society or the world that you are good enough and, you know, you have arrived. But don't fall into that mentality, because you end up squandering more of your money each day. And the last tip, guys, this is one that I actually kind of used to struggle with a lot. so much. It's a joke. And this would be to recycle your clothes in your wardrobe. Yeah, it kind of goes hand in hand with stop spending your money. And my mum, basically, that was my mantra: stop spending your money, stop spending your money. Like, I was pretty bad before with kind of like controlling my urges to spend money. Like, if I wanted something, I'll just get it. And it's not to say that I'm spoiled or I'm a princess, because everything I have, I worked for, and so it was money that I worked for and then money that I spent. So it's not like I was relying on mum or dad or the bank of the parents to fund my urges. So, you know, not to say that I was spoiled, but I lacked discipline in terms of spending sometimes. If I wanted something, I saw it and it was affordable, I could get it, I'll just get it. I'm the kind of person, I used to, slightly still am, the kind of person where I'm like, well, it's there, it's not harming you, like, you want it, just get it. Like, it's just a t-shirt, it's £10, like, and it's really nice, just get it. If it's necessary for your job or for what you're doing, I understand, and if you have the money, just make sure you budget it correctly. But if you ain't got the money, you ain't got no money coming in, and you're seeing these adverts with new clothes, new makeup, you know, on Instagram, and people are like, you know, just got my new Givenchy bag, my new Michael Kors watch, and you're tempted to just go over to the website and like just buy it because, you know, you want to look glamorous like those girls on Instagram. No, I'm joking. So if you're tempted to go and get stuff, just pause, think of the health of your wallet and the health of your purse and your bank account. Listen to that small voice. We all have that small voice, and we've all seen those memes where it's like, I ain't got no money, bam, buy it anyway. Like, no, or like, I should have £100 in my account. Goes to check the account, you've got 10p left. Like, no, you don't want to be one of those people where you're praying the card goes through at the supermarket or at the shop for like a packet of ramen noodles. Like, you don't want to be that person. Don't go on these websites. Unsubscribe from newsletters or kind of emails from these fashion websites who bombard your inbox with messages telling you that the sale is hot and that, you know, everything is going, and like there's an extra 30% discount that's only available for 1 hour, and then the hour passes and then there's another discount code. So don't fall for those tricks. They're there to just get your money and to play on your impulses. If you've been broke enough a few times, then you life will just slap you in your face, and then like you learn straight away. Like there's no kind of like, oh, you know, I'll do it next year. Like life will just pop, you know, and then like, yeah, so you'll stop spending your money on clothes and stuff. Check out things you don't want. You know, just because you're broke or you don't have that much money doesn't mean you have to look bad. So take out the stuff that don't fit well, that look old, it's got holes in it, got tears in it, and just limit it to things that really, you know, really look good on you, and kind of get rid of everything else, because it's a way to also declutter. And you realize that actually I don't need 100 pairs of shoes, and that you can do a lot more with little. And if you aren't too broke to have Netflix, if you haven't cancelled it after this video, then there are some documentaries called The Minimalist, and there's one called Happy, I believe, and they kind of just go deeper into the whole philosophy, I like to call it, or lifestyle of minimalism, and kind of finding true happiness not in the things you own or kind of like the money you have, but in kind of the peace you're able to find. They kind of explore ideas of being able to have an effective life with a little. And it's not to say that you intentionally kind of make yourself broke, or you intentionally like chuck out everything and don't have anything. It's just exploring ways you can kind of reduce and draw back and kind of enjoy life better, not being linked or encumbered by material things. Okay guys, that's the end of the video. I really do hope I've been able to help you. If there are any tips that I said, that I mentioned, that really stood out to you, or that you thought was a good tip, definitely share that with your friends or family, or leave a comment down below which ones you kind of liked. Any advice that you could offer to anybody who might watch this video, also leave that down below. It can feel very isolating and very depressing, and so if you have any kind of experiences on how you got out of being in bad debt or being broke, definitely leave your comments down below so people can read that and kind of feel inspired. If you did like this video, make sure you like it and leave me some love. If you didn't, you can dislike it, it's okay. And I hope to see you in my next one. Remember, be free and love yourself. Mwah.